right, I click streaming. Let's see if it goes live. Okay. All right, I see the video is up. Now let me just make sure our audio is fine. But we are technically live, so people can technically might be able to hear you.
Can you hear this?
Well, I need to check. I'm trying
Nah,
to check that. You talking about people?
Rhetorical. Yeah.
Oh,
Tell us in the chat.
Life with
I love.
Anime in the chat. What's good, y'all? Appreciate you guys coming through.
Thanks for checking it out. I love saying that in live streams. I've learned.
Okay.
Like tell us in the chat. I think it's so funny. I don't know why.
Big fan of the chat over here.
What?
I said, big fan of the chat over here.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you were gone.
No, I had to get up real quick. Oh, they say they can hear us. So we're good. So we're live. What is good, y'all? Welcome back to another Moon Piece, One Piece live reading, live read through for One Piece manga chapter 1128. I have my co-host, as always, Daniel-san.
What's up, guys?
And we have our special guest, Mel.
Hi.
Mel, thank you for coming through.
I like how you just called him Daniel-san. That was really cute.
I give him a new name every now and then.
All right.
Thank you for joining us today. This is gonna. I've been looking forward to it.
Likewise. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to get you on. Definitely, like, once you started following us, and then like I kind of like, I'm a stalker. I tend to go through people's stuff to be like, oh, who is this person? Like, what do they do? Like, and then I started going through your content and seeing that you kind of like just talk about a load of different anime, which I think is really really dope in itself. I see that you have like eclectic tastes. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you.
So
it's very flattering.
And you go in depth too. Like I watched your Tokyo Revengers Windbreaker one and the Dandadan one that you came out with recently too. I really enjoyed those.
Thank you. Yeah, I try my best. You can really tell when I don't have time, the ones that I don't go into as much depth. But when I do have the time, I'm able to create videos like that.
Yeah. I saw that you watched Dandadan. What'd you think of the first episode? We watched it as well.
Yeah, so I wasn't going in blind. I've been reading the manga for like maybe a year or two now.
Let's go.
So it was more like, how's this gonna look? I actually was at Anime NYC where they did the premiere, so I watched it technically in August. So again, it wasn't going into it blind. It was more like, all right, I watched it in dubbed at Anime NYC. Now I'm gonna watch it in subbed and see how it sounds like. Honestly, I don't know if you guys watched it either in subbed or dubbed. Which one did you watch it in?
Sub.
Okay, so I don't remember the dub, this very specific scene, but my most favorite unserious moment in Dandadan's first episode is when Okarun is talking to Momo in front of the tunnel, and he just makes this really loud gag sound like he's about to throw up. I was like, oh my god, this is me right here.
Oh,
if you told me to
he's
go
like,
into that tunnel, yes, I was like, if you told me to go to that tunnel, that would be me right there.
I ain't going in no
Best
tunnel.
moment ever.
I am not going no tunnel. Once Luffy hit me with the let me get that weenie, I said, nah, I'm out. I'm out. Because Danny reads it. I don't read it. So
just
I didn't know.
In New York, you would have been like, yo, come on, let me get a light. You got a light?
Chill.
Yeah, but I like people's reactions to it have been really, really interesting. I knew it was gonna be big, but I don't think I knew it was going to be that big. Like, Dandadan has been on every single one of my feeds for like 4 to 5 days now. And I'm like, guess people are not over it yet.
Nah, they I mean, how can you be over some of the imagery that was in it? Because we all watched it together in my crib. And I was just like, I looked at Danny, I was like, bro, what have you been reading this past year, bro? Like, what is this show?
The judgments.
Yeah, I was judging. I was
surprised he didn't pause the episode, honestly. I'm over here literally sweating because I'm like, oh, I forgot that a lot of this happened in the first episode.
Bro, you trying to make me go down like the diddler.
Yo, no.
Oh my god.
No, really,
it's rough.
Yeah,
it's really just like the first episode. They're kind of just portraying like, I think, like the urban legends that people used to tell about aliens and just how horrifying the story is. I think we all thought of it as a joke when we heard these urban legends because, who really believes in aliens? I don't really know. But I think they just try to make it like as, intense as possible. Granted, it's not the best approach, but they went that way.
It was they went away. They definitely went away.
I think they have a lot of fun with it too. And honestly, the adaptation, I don't know, you as a manga reader for the last 1 to 2 years, I think the adaptation, there's really nothing more you can ask for.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. Like the above and beyond.
The way that they're like making Momo glow green in like that spiritual way, I think is gorgeous. Such a good creative direction.
Beautiful. I mean, my first question to that was like, is she going to continue to glow like in future episodes? That would be really cool. Or just like components of her, when she starts to better use her powers. I'm not going to say anymore because, people who aren't reading, I want them to enjoy.
Anime only.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to stay anime only too. I don't know if you're going to pick this up after the season's over.
Yeah, I'm pretty specific when it comes to like what I'm going to choose to read manga wise, just because I'm just like, I really dig like the music and the colors and things like that. I prefer to, anime over manga, but I dabble in manga here and there, like Berserk and JoJo's and things like that. But what do you think is the better opening though? The Dandadan opening or the Mashu opening?
Hands down, Dandadan.
Thank you.
It's hands down. I mean, like the way that the color schematic goes with the music, I don't know. It just feels more like a bop too. And then them doing the Carlton dance at that one moment, I'm like, this wins. This wins.
Cooked.
No, it's true. I agree. And our co-host Kimmy was like super against it, and Corey made like really valid points for it. And I had to sit with it for a while, but the Bling Bang Born song, like I played it so much this summer.
It's too repetitive, bro. It's too.
No, I got it. But I only ever listen to the 1.5 minute version. I don't be sitting there listening to like the full version.
The full version is too much.
Yeah. You know what Bling Bang Born? You know what Bling Bang Born reminds me of? It's like the anime opening equivalent to the thong song. The thong song go hard. You know what I mean? It go hard. But like he's only saying that thong to thong 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 over and over again. There are no other lyrics.
I mean, that's a really good comparison. Yeah, I mean, I can agree.
Who knew we'd be talking about the thong song and Dandadan and Bling Bang Born? So, enough of a tangent, Mel. Let's let people know who you are before we get into the One Piece chapter. So, like, how did you get into, creating on YouTube and things like that, and just the anime space?
I mean, it came at a point where I hit like a milestone age in my life, and I was just like, what am I doing with my life? I didn't really have much going on. I wasn't really like involved in any like deep hobbies or anything like that. But I knew I was at a point where I was watching a lot of anime, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I can do something with this. And I found myself also giving a lot of my friends like anime suggestions because they really wanted to get into it because that was the height of the anime boom. I guess the start of it. So they were like, yeah, I really want to get into anime. Or I just dated I'm starting to date somebody that's into anime. Do you have any suggestions for me? Aww. And I was like, maybe I can start something. So that's kind of how it started.
Okay.
What would be the one that you would suggest?
I mean, at first it starts on like, what kind of genres do you like?
Yeah, you gotta ask that first always.
Yeah. And then from there, I start to like branch off. So it really like depends. But a lot of friends who have come to me, it's like, what's a good like thriller, suspense, horror? Like the first one I always recommend is Promise Neverland, but only watch season 1 because it's nice, it's short, it's easy to understand, and honestly, that very first episode is horrifying.
Yeah, it is. It really sets the tone for the season and just makes you wanting more.
Yeah. I think that's a common mistake. I feel like what happens when people are trying to get their friends into anime, I realize, is that instead of like kind of specifically find what the person's interests are already in regular, media and things like that, people just tend to just recommend either the most popular things or just the biggest things of all time. And it's like you have no idea if that person is even into violence, if they're even into blood and gore, if fights tickle their fancy. Like there's just like there's different anime genres. If you're gonna recommend to somebody, you gotta figure out what their interests are already before you just say, just watch JJK. You know what I mean? Like that person may not like all fights all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I wholeheartedly agree. So that's where I start, and then we branch off from there.
Yeah. So how'd you get into One Piece?
So a few years ago, while my now husband and I were dating, I was getting back into anime because I had a little hiatus in college. There really was no time. So as I was getting back into anime, he introduced me into One Piece, and that was
My man.
a ride and a half. I think by episode 2, I was locked in. I was like, yeah, I like this guy Zoro. He's really cool.
Episode 2, you was locked in? Wow, you built
Yes.
different.
Because it's good. I
It's
love
just
that for you.
good. So I locked in after episode 2, but man, the ride watching all of it, because at that point that at that point, so I watched it first and then I switched over to the manga. And at that point was the start of Whole Cake. So it was around episode 800 and something, because anytime somebody asks me like, oh yeah, well, how did you start watching One Piece? I'm like, yeah, my journey started at this point. I remember finishing it like in mid-April of like 2017, and then being like, wow, I need to pick up the manga. So I watched about 800 episodes in about 3.5 months. I was like not my most sane in those 3.5 months.
I love that.
I'm starting to think that me and you have the same exact backstory. Because
except you didn't like the beginning.
Well, I mean, that's different, but just the process in itself, because like I started my YouTube channel 3 years ago because I was hitting a specific age and I was like, I need a hobby and this pandemic is making me miserable and I need to find something to do in this house. And I still work from home to this day. And I said, fuck it, let's just start a YouTube channel. There's nothing anybody can say to me worse than I've heard working in some of my past jobs. So I was like, that's fine. And then with One Piece, I started in February 2018. And then I binged. It took me 3 months, and I got to the end of Whole Cake in the anime. And then I started reading from basically the end of Whole Cake or the Reverie, and then I've been weekly since. So it sounds like we're around the same timeline. We caught up around Whole Cake.
Yeah, exactly the same. I think for me, it was like right around like the Katakuri fight is where I had to switch over into the manga. But I was just like, man, I don't think I could wait anymore. I lasted about 2 weeks of not reading because I was like, I'm going to be anime only. And I was like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah, I jumped right into it.
Is your husband anime only?
Oh, no. He's a manga reader. That's also why I switched over to manga. Because,
manga readers?
2 manga readers in one household being married is crazy.
That's the dream.
Yeah, it usually goes like maybe he's at work or we're both home, and it's like, you know, since we do read like the scans first, I read the official translation too on Sundays. It's usually like Friday morning. It's like, hey, One Piece is up. So sometimes we'll be reading One Piece in bed before we start like our Friday.
Yeah, nice.
Wow,
that's
you're making me jealous over here.
What do you mean, bro? You get to watch reality TV with Nat. You fine.
That's true. That's true. And she's so much fun to watch reality TV with because she's so
shady. I watch reality TV by myself.
Don't worry, he converted you over to One Piece. You'll convert him slowly to reality TV. Because let's be honest, guys love the messiness just as much as anybody.
Listen, man, Nana has been so messy, and I'm loving it.
Oh, what episode are you on?
Episode 4.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking my time because it makes me kind of sad.
Have you watched Nana or read it?
No. That's one that I've heard that's a really big mess. It's on my watch list, but you know, when people tell me that something's messy or it's like so or it's like good but you're gonna be frustrated, that usually lives on the lower part of my list, and I'm like, I'll get to it.
Nah, this is a different level of like Nana. I was just like, bro, this is in 2006. Like this is not anime messy. This is like you said, Danny, Sex in the City messy.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like giving, you know, it's a girl that moves to a town.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me see. Life with Anime show you some love, Mel. They said Mel is the GOAT. Then they let us know that Dan is gas, is straight fire. Danny, camera went out again.
Oh, I don't know
guys.
why.
Let's see. They singing the thong song and saying there's always time for Anime Mel. Shout out to these guys. Would love to have you guys in the future, hopefully on with a read through, but definitely appreciate you guys coming through in the chat. So Mel, who's some of your favorite One Piece characters before we get into the read through?
Even though I said that like Zoro is what helped me lock in, after obviously 1,000 and something chapters, like I really, really love Sanji. Sanji is
yeah, let's go.
Yes, Sanji lovers. Always like meeting fellow Sanji lovers.
Yeah,
let's go.
100%.
Robin is my girl, hands down.
She's-
I'm a Robin stan.
Double.
She's great.
And then obviously, like, I simp really hard for Law.
Yeah,
Cannot
that's
hate that man.
understandable.
A woman of
Cannot
culture.
hate that man.
Even over Zoro,
Yeah, absolutely, hands down.
it's the tattoos, huh?
I mean, it's that also like his just sarcasm. I mean, I like that.
Listen, I respected Law and Sanji over Zoro all day. All
Yeah.
day. Okay, so let's start to get into this chapter. I'll start with the cover story for us, and then we'll just take turns reading through. If you guys have come through for other streams before, you know what to expect. But hopefully, Mel, you have a good time here. We hope you have some fun.
Yeah.
Damn,
excited.
they said Sanji is trash. Life of Anime said, nah, chill, guys. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I already know where you stand. That's Joe there. I already know where you stand, Joe.
Oh, God. Yeah, Joe loves Zoro.
Oh, I know, man. I know.
We all love Zoro, but
He's all right. He's all right.
I don't know about that. He is pretty great.
All right, well, let's start with the cover. We have, some would call it a One Piece Mashu crossover, but it's basically Harry Potter. We got your boy Luffy just grabbing onto a flying broom, flying obviously in front. Looks like Brook is upside down, getting dragged by the broom while Chopper is fighting for his dear life. God bless that little boy.
I love how Frankie's got like motorcycle handbars on his broom. He just had a,
He modified that.
he had to upgrade.
It reminds me of homie from Black Clover. What's his name? Magna?
Oh, yeah. The fire guy.
Yeah, because you see Nami and Robin on there. Nami with a big bro. Zoro almost non-existent. It's almost like he got
he's all the
lost.
way in the back. I mean, that would be on brand.
Yeah, then Jinbei's just laxing. For a while, I could not find Jinbei. I was like, yo, did Oda just like not draw Jinbei?
I had the same problem the first time.
And then
I love how Sanji's even riding a broom. He don't even need it. He's got Skywalk.
well, he's trying to simp.
Yeah, he is. He's like, there's Robin, so
Robin look good with them glasses.
she does. She looks great.
And
That'd be a good cosplay.
Actually, it would be.
Should I cosplay Robin in this outfit?
Yeah, go ahead, man. I love that. A little gender bend.
Yeah, I got you.
That would be cool.
Give me some long cowboy boots. Go to Nashville or something. Give me some boots. Give me a purple skirt. And then we got Usopp here. So it's a cool. I liked it. It's cute. Can't be mad at it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
no,
I feel like it's a good opener for October. Spooky
True.
season. So I just thought, I'm like, is this Oda's way of saying, hey guys, welcome to spooky season?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
It'd be dope if we got like an arc like this though. Like there was like brooms and shit like that, them flying around.
Yeah,
That would be fun.
Yeah, like some kind of like magical academy thing, and then Luffy's pretty much Mashal in that regard.
Basically.
Maybe like a one shot. I could do that as a one shot.
Word. All right, so let's get to the first page, chapter 1128, titled RPG. We open up with Sanji holding Nami. This can't be a dream. There wouldn't be any men in it. God. What kind of dreams are you having? Here goes, Nami. He jumps off. Time to jump. Look out. It crumbled again. I woke up on the other side of that town and walked toward all the noise to find him finish off that huge rabbit. As Zoro's talking to Usopp and Luffy. You could have beaten that cat lion, Usopp. It woke me up by eating me. I was freaking out. Listen, this first page, I know Joe was about to slander my boy Sanji, but at least the Haki is active. He's perceptive.
Yeah, he is.
He's got that radar on lock.
Why would there be men in my dream?
That's true.
That wouldn't be on brand for Sanji at all. Then everything would be sus.
Yeah, I love Luffy calling out Usopp in this page. You're like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, man.
We're in the new world.
Usopp needs to power up, man, he needs something because I like that.
This is the arc.
I like that Luffy's calling him out. Like Luffy's calling him out, like, yo, you could have beat that. And it's not even like it was not even a question mark, no nothing. It was like you could have beaten that thing. So Luffy's aware of something in Usopp that Usopp's not aware of, obviously. And that also made me think about in One Piece Film Red. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
But when Yasop was over here like, well, if only he would just focus, he could use his haki properly.
That's sorry, you go.
Oh, Yeah, I feel like it's time for that. Like, all of Wano was a very sad time for Usopp. Like, did absolutely nothing. It was like, where was Usopp this entire time? So knowing that ELBAPH is here, he has to, get his comeuppance this arc, and maybe they're trying to set it up now to just be like, hey, this is coming, you guys. Luffy's calling it out so that that Usopp is capable, but maybe he just has not been like in the right scenarios to like demonstrate himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the mental space, right?
I don't even need Usopp to have some kind of like grandiose moment in this arc, but I do need him to kind of get his bearings on a new power, because we all say that Usopp's going to get some kind of power up. Is that going to be a new weapon? Is that going to be a new arsenal that he can fire out of his slingshot? Or is it going to be a hockey upgrade? Is he finally going to be able to use his hockey in a way that is impactful against his opponents? Because, I mean, look at Yasop in the other episode. That man blew up a ship with just a rifle. How did that happen?
Well, we don't know if it was hockey imbued, the bullet.
We don't know. We don't know what it is, but it was something.
I mean, yeah, it has to be going in that direction though, right? Because like with all of the other characters, they're scaling to a point so that they can have their proper matchups, or so that when they do meet like Shanks again, or maybe when he sees his dad again, there has to be some like levelness there.
Yeah. Let's see. Joe said, and that's who y'all love. Man, stay having wet dreams. Well, stop killing my boy.
At the end of the day, Sanji's like 21. What kind of 21-year-old man doesn't?
We all have the dreams of Moist.
That guy's got testosterone through his veins.
We shooting the ultimate bail.
Oh my god.
And then Joe said, Usopp needs to have a great moment and actually make a significant contribution. 100%. 100%. But this is the arc, right?
This has to be it.
Yeah.
I like this page, though. It was interesting seeing the building crumble, though, because, like, obviously they're Legos, and I'm like, are Legos supposed to fall apart this way, though? Right? I'm confused.
It's a little sturdier than that. They got the knockoff version. They went to the dollar store.
The fake Legos from the 99-cent store is crazy. The Family Dollar. Ones. The Five Below Legos. All right. Danny, you want to take us to the next two pages?
Yep. Here we got Usopp over here proclaiming. So here's what I think. In my view, these ELBAPH warrior clothes these are ELBAPH warrior clothes that we've been dressed in. But there's no way that ELBAPH, the land of the giants, would have clothes our size. So are you saying that this is ELBAPH, but we've been turned into giants? I mean, this can't be a real tree. Zoro saying, I think there were people in town. We got to go ask around to get to the bottom of this. Look how huge it is. We'll never reach the sea at this rate. Luffy's looking out. You're right. Let's go into town. If the others from the crew are here, it's probably not all of them. Usopp's saying, how can you tell? Robin's not turning up on the Midar. The Midar?
Yeah, bro.
Nami's just looking at him like, you're a dog now? Okay, let's go and ask for help. Adventure! Woo! Why are you excited about this? Have you not noticed how freaky this place is? We're out in the wide open, and there isn't even a breeze. Aw, cheer up, Nami. You still got me, Nami-chuan.
Nah, Nami is Swan. Robin is Chuan.
Oh, my bad.
That's true. Man. That's true.
You gotta get canon over here.
You gotta make sure, man. You gotta make sure. How do you feel about these pages, though?
Listen, they're noticing. They're adventuring.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed in this chapter that maybe I didn't pay too much attention to in the last chapter is that things are Lego here, but that tree looks super duper real. So I'm like really curious as to, the deal with the tree. Is it a tree? Is it just a giant plant because they're small? I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely probably going to be it's probably like a plant or something, or like an artificial Yggdrasil, because like the real Yggdrasil is supposed to like be super big and then like have clouds around it. So could be just, I mean, everything here is fugazi. But, it's cool that Usopp is, trying to put things together like, well, these are clothes our size and things like that. Like that whole correlation of like the clothes being interesting, looking like ELBAPH clothes.
Yeah, them pointing out that there's no breeze. Everything's just like, they can clearly see that there's something wrong. So there's adventure to be had here. Yeah. And the boys are ready to go. They're raring to go. Nami and Usopp just being the scared trio. They're super hesitant.
That's big brain on
Yeah.
Nami's behalf. Definitely, like the whole fact of it not being a breeze totally gives it away.
I wouldn't have noticed that.
Same. But
I'm telling you that
that's
right
what you
now.
would expect of our navigator, right?
That's true. That's top tier.
And
It
shout
is.
out to our cook for having a Robin Dar, a Midar.
A Midar.
He's like, I can't smell her anywhere.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That moment was absolutely ridiculous. I was like, wait, I don't know if Sanji's done this before, but I don't think he's ever used his nose to detect, the Straw Hat women.
He's used his ears. He's used his ears, but smells.
He has used his ears before.
the observation hockey is even more increased.
Yes, the observation hockey for all of his senses are top tier.
A1. All right, Mel, you want to take us to the next 2 pages?
Sure. So in the next panel, it's a zoomed out panel of the Straw Hats here, and it looks like Zoro is speaking. He says, "Huh? Something's coming." And it looks like now Usopp is talking. "Huh?" Or that's Nami at this point. "Huh? What? Ew. Yeah. Gross." I think that's Sanji at this point because he's also creeped out by what's in the next panel. And obviously Luffy, who loves bugs, goes, "Wow," with an excited face. And you see this really big dude roll up with some tattoos on his body, and he's riding a grasshopper that has a helmet and handles on it. And he goes, "Easy, easy. That's so cool. It's a grasshopper," assuming that's still Luffy because he would probably be the only one that's super excited about that.
Yeah.
"You guys new around here?" "Ah, no bugs!" Sanji and Nami exclaim because they definitely don't love bugs. Who are you, man? Where are we?" exclaims Sanji. I'm assuming that's Sanji. Like these guys are super tiny. It's hard to tell who's talking at this point.
I think that's Zoro and them saying it.
Zoro?
Sanji and them are
All
so
right.
far back.
There, it's like far away. "You seen our crew?" I'm assuming that's like Luffy at this point. And the guy on the grasshopper is like, "That's a lot of questions." Continuing, "Sorry, I'm in a hurry. No time to sit around and talk, but I can tell you this." And continues the guy on the grasshopper in the next panel. "All of this vast land you see belongs to the sun god." "God?" "I serve the ruler of Big Stein Castle, Master Iscat." "Huh? There's a person at the castle?" And it looks like Usopp and Luffy are the one asking these questions. And the guy on the grasshopper goes, "No, it's a cat." "Oh, sorry. I actually just..." And I'm assuming that's Luffy talking. "You might call this the land of gods," continues the guy on the grasshopper. Nami, with her lips pursed as to not say anything, has a ... exclamation bubble there. "I should be leaving now. I'm sure the needle god hedgehog is looking for its food," continues the guy on the grasshopper. "I'm running a bit late to feed it because the ear god, a giant rabbit, was found burned to death near the town." And Usopp continues to smile in some very sus manner as his arms are sweating, covering Luffy's mouth as he goes, "Pooh!" And Zoro is behind him whistling, and it looks like Nami and Sanji are also whistling, looking to the side, trying to mind their own business, essentially. "If you're hungry, you should go into town to get your fodder," says the guy on the grasshopper. "And let me warn you, you must never venture in the other direction from the castle." And obviously Luffy's like, "Huh? Why not?" "The sun god's temple is there, guarded by vicious soldiers. None have ever approached the temple and returned alive to speak of it." Nami exclaims, "Oh no, don't say it like..." And Luffy, with the derpy face that he always has, goes,
Yo, these 2 pages is just peak comedy One Piece.
This great.
Is giving like Skypiea, Thriller Bark,
OD
shenanigans.
Yes, it is 100%. Honestly, like this is probably one of my favorite panels from this chapter. Just seeing like Luffy act super goofy. It's been a while, I feel like, since we've seen Luffy just be like his worst, best self.
Yeah. Yo, can I just say, the way Oda drew the face on that grasshopper kills me. That grasshopper is ugly as fuck.
Well, you know what bro reminded me of when he pulled up? He reminded me of Duval when he showed up in Sabodi.
Duval. Yeah. Just riding some big ass monster. Same vibes. Both got handlebars up to here.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely be on the same bag as like Nami and Sanji about the bug thing. Like, nah, I'm good, bro. Keep that grasshopper away from me.
Yeah, you stay over there.
I mean, even with the way it's drawn, it's an ick on a whole nother level.
I love those moments where because it's so rare for Zoro to be silly, but in a moment like this where he's just in the background just like whistling, you can see sweat bead going down his face, like seeing Zoro in a silly light.
Bro, we ain't seen bro be silly since pre-time skip. He not silly
it's
no
been
more.
A really long time. Yeah, that's something I actually talk about with a lot of people who like have been watching One Piece for a while. I'm just like, you ever notice how like since the time skip, things just got really serious, really dark, and the glimpses of humor just like dissipated.
100%.
It's very few and far between. Like every character does, there's specific characters now that create those moments. And I feel like some people will say, oh, well, things are more serious. It's the new world. Like Zoro said in Punk Hazard, we got to be more serious now. But like, so what? I want to laugh.
Yeah, same. I mean, that's what made One Piece pre-time skip so enjoyable is you had like that seriousness, you had the emotion, but then you also had that silliness. Like Luffy just being straight goofy is like one of his best qualities and parts of his personality.
100%. And we see that a lot here. We see that a lot with Usopp shutting him up because that idiot would be like, oh, that rabbit was delicious. Bro.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want a bite?
Yes.
I left some for you.
The muffle bubbles, great.
And Nami trying to like just keep her mouth shut, like, fuck, why us?
Yeah,
and then again, she's like, don't say it like that, bro. If you say it like that, Luffy's already like, He's like that one kid in class that can't wait to go to recess. Like, oh,
gotta go check out that Verth from Skypiea. Gotta go check that out.
Exactly.
You said there's a god there that's gonna kill me? Yeah, I'm there.
I
mean,
love it. It's a lot of fun.
And it's like usual Straw Hat stuff to come here and fuck things up without realizing they actually fuck things up. Eating all
this guy on the bike too. Like the way he's speaking these 2 pages, he's like an NPC character in a video game that's telling you like about the land and the boss battle that's just like right down this road. He's weird. I feel like he's a part of it. He knows what's going on here.
Yeah,
I don't think so actually. I mean, the chapter is called RPG, so like definitely like cool that you made the NPC reference there. But like, I don't think that they fully are in on what's happening here.
No. I mean, this part didn't even like catch me off guard. But I mean, as we get later into the chapter is when I was like, wait, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Joe said, Zoro, don't smile no more. Slapped his face. Yep. Bro, don't smile no more. No more funsies. All right. Let's get into the next 2 pages. Luffy has started running away as Sanji and Usopp and Nami are screaming at him, get back here. So it was already too late. He's gone.
I didn't even realize it was all 3 of them.
Yeah, I didn't realize actually it was all 3 of them too.
Yeah,
I thought it was
all 3 of them.
I thought it was just Usopp at first, but now I'm realizing like, nah, they are big mad. And then
with the eyes all popping out.
And then Usopp is talking to the guy on the grasshopper because thank God Oda didn't give him a name because we don't need too many named characters in this arc again. Hey man, thanks for all the advice. Oh, and then Nami, sorry for everything with a little kawaii little wink and tongue. RT. Huh? And then Zoro, now he's hype. Vicious soldiers, huh? Luffy acts that way because he feeds off your energy. You should be ashamed. Watching Sanji black on Zoro, love it. Love to see it. Get it together, bro. Second in command, get it together.
Here we're saying Zoro don't smile no more. Here he is with a devious ass smile.
Yep.
Yeah, he is.
Shenanigans are afoot.
And then they go away, and then he says, huh? Rubble? Seeing that the castle was destroyed. And then as Luffy is running down, I smell adventure. Vicious soldiers? Gods? As the rest of the crew is screaming, wait, Luffy, there's so much space. No homes around here. Huh? How long does this path go for? Is it just me? Or does that castle look just like the other? As the rest of the crew is still running behind him. Someone's running this way. He's wearing ELBAPH clothes too. This fucking idiot. He's so stupid. Whatever. I'll just dodge and run past him. Dun, 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 dun. And then just run straight into a glass into himself.
Yo, he's an idiot. I love it.
This panel is perfect though. It's like everything pre-time skip too. Like I haven't seen Nami like act like her cute, like let me be cute so I could get my way personality for like a really long time.
I feel like that's why Oda kind of separated the crew, because granted, like this is our original 5 and we know who ends up in it after later on in the chapter. But like this is when like they have the best comedy chemistry because they went through like the beginning of the story. So it's so easy for us to like feel like we're back in like, I don't know, Whiskey Peak or something.
Yeah, they're also like the youngest of the crew. Like everybody else, you have Jinbei, Frankie, Robin. They're in their 30s. Brooke's like 90. They're like they're funny and they're silly, but like these kids are in their like early 20s. They're still their frontal lobe is not fully developed.
Frontal lobe is not fully developed. I mean, that's very true. I mean, but Luffy hitting the glass or the mirror or whatever is going on here, that honestly just...
Yeah, that frontal lobe is never developing after that.
Yeah, he's cooked. He's been cooked.
I don't think he ever will, to be honest. I don't think that's in Luffy's like realm. Let's just say that.
I don't even think he has a back lobe. If there even is a back lobe.
There's something there because when it's time to act, he acts properly. But you know, now it's not the time. It's the exploration time. But it's just seeing both Zoro and Luffy just do shenanigans in this arc. It kind of throws me back to Water 7 when Zoro is stuck in the chimney and Luffy is like lost. And it's like, of course it's you two, right? So of course it's you two.
Bro. Honestly, like first time going through Water 7, I was like, yo, bro, what is wrong with these two? Like, why are they in between a building and a chimney?
I know. When the whole like storm is coming, I was like, yo, they would be the two to be like missing in action.
Yeah, you got to keep the fighters away.
Sanji's right. Luffy and Zoro, they feed off of each other. They're both
chaotic
the same.
energy.
Zoro has to be that serious one, but he's also a goofball.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
I mean, all he lives for is working out, sake, and sleeping.
Facts.
And swords.
That too.
Word. Danny, you want to take the next 2 pages?
Yep. So here we're seeing the aftermath of Luffy running into the wall. Everyone's going, what the sky just cracked. Zoro saying, what just happened, huh? And Luffy is zonked out, eyes white. Ah! Look, the sky is splitting over by the temple, but also on the other side, villagers are saying, what's happening here? The kingdom is in chaos today. And then Sanji's saying, so wait a minute, huh? Nami's saying, what does this mean? This is clearly a giant-sized room. We're not inside the ELBAPH ship, right? Usopp saying, yeah, no, they had no cabins like this one. What's this netting? Sanji saying, if there are giants on the other side, then we're nothing but pets in an enormous cage. Oh, no. Hey, what was that noise? Are you on my side? Please come and save me. So we're seeing like that giant cage that they're clearly being stuck in some kind of like 2-way mirror action on some like creep in a basement level kind of shit.
Yeah, bro. I mean, my boy in a couple pages is going to get some bad allegations, but I'm enjoying it. I'm still having fun. I don't know how Luffy was he running with Haki on his forehead? Like, bro just shattered everything. Light work, no reaction.
I don't know. Everything seems pretty fragile though. Like the way the Legos crumbled, like the way the mirror broke. So I don't know. Maybe the people inside the cage were never as strong to break it to begin with. And, you know, our guys are strong. So I don't think it's really necessary maybe that they need Haki to break any of these things.
Yeah.
Speaking of strong, Sanji's over here carrying Nami on his back. Damn, she can't even run no more.
Easy, bro. You gotta make sure you bring the princess around everywhere.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, this low-key reminds me, have you guys ever seen one of the Lego movies or one of those movies where it shows you like who's on the outside building the Legos? This
Yeah, Will
low-key
Ferrell.
is
Will Ferrell
yeah,
is the king of One Piece.
it's giving this moment right here in these panels.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like they realize like there's netting and things like that. So not only is it like just like it's glass too, but like there's netting to keep everybody in. So I don't think the people are in on it because they're saying like the kingdom is in chaos. Like calling it like the kingdom seems like the shit seems big enough that they think they live in a real place.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how.
Yeah. There's any other details on these 2 pages we want to talk about before we go to the next 2 pages?
No.
Not that I see.
Yeah, it really is just them noticing like, hey, this room don't look right when they get outside and saying like, oh, this can't be the ELBAPH ship. We didn't see anything, and we're just like pets in an enormous cage. So that's interesting there. But there's a sewing machine, so that might be where they got their clothes from.
I mean, the sewing machine looks large in proportion. The whole room looks large in proportion. I think that's the only real thing to really note here is how big this room is in comparison to them, and then those big ass steps.
Yeah. All right, Mel, you want to take the next 2 pages?
Mm-hmm. And we see the voice revealed. It's Chopper crying his eyes out. What? I'm so happy to see you guys. And in the next panel, you see Nami hugging Chopper as he continues to cry. Oh, poor Chopper. You're safe now. Chopper continues to cry. And I couldn't get the collar off because of the metal was too hard. And I was gonna die. So I think it's Usopp who's talking, or no, that's Zoro who's talking. So these are human-sized clothes in a giant's room. Are they supposed to be like doll clothes? And Nami at the bottom continues, now you owe me one. And then here we go, huh?
She ain't shit,
hey,
bro.
I know. Hey, you were crying at the start too. Then Usopp continues looking at the garb in his hand. Look at these though. Is this sun god a super delicate artisan or what? And then it looks like this is Luffy talking because I see the straw hat. The straw hat is back, guys. We see the straw hat. He's like, it's all blocks. Yeah, that's what the kingdom was made of when we roasted that rabbit. The nasty smell it made, and this is Sanji talking at this point, had to be from the synthetic resin burning along with it. Just look at that. The edges were mirrors that made the scenery seem to go on forever. Oh, it's see-through, exclaims Usopp. But from this side, it just looks like glass. What is it? Some kind of magic mirror? And I think this is Nami talking. So here comes the section in which Sanji is like, Nami, I call dibs on the next shift cleaning the women's cap. Ugh. Don't you dare try to install those. Nami, as she kicks Sanji in the face and like cracks his nose, it seems, because he's bleeding. So basically, some giant with poor taste decides to build a kingdom of blocks and toss a bunch of humans and animals in to see what happens, asks Zoro. Yeah, it's creepy, but does that mean we're already in ELBAPH? A giant's house inside the land of giants? And this is Luffy's claiming, or this is Usopp exclaiming, "Woo! We're here already? All right," says Luffy. But we don't know that for certain. All we know is that a giant did this. Thank God Nami is reasonable. We need to get outside to be for sure. Where's everyone else? Asks Chopper. Let's get out before the giants come back. And then Usopp continues, we should go back to town to ask for information just in case. This person might be a weirdo, but we want to avoid friction with the giants if at all possible. Got that, Luffy? Don't. ...
At this point, they should know that you can't tell Luffy what to do. This man is going to do whatever.
Well,
exactly.
We got a comment from Genesis saying, Chopper, you fought Queen, yet you're restrained by steel chains. What the hell? Well, at least he's still done more than Usopp, SMH.
True.
I mean, I'm curious as to what kind of metal it is. We don't know if it was sea stone or anything like that.
Oh,
I'm going to need my boy Chopper to stop acting frail. Like,
he's 17 though.
We was 17 2 years ago. We was 2 years ago. What's his deal?
He's a baby.
He's just a baby.
And I love how Nami's like, oh, poor Chopper. You owe me one, though.
Yeah, but she was just literally crying like last chapter.
She's such an animal. I love her.
Yeah, like I love that Usopp is calling how like, yo, you was just down bad. You were just down bad 2 chapters ago. Do not try to act high and mighty.
Yeah. I mean, I really like Usopp calling out the attention to detail of the clothing. I don't know if that's supposed to like give us a hint as to who this person is. Because I know there's a lot of lore that's going to go into like ELBAPH. A lot of it probably has to do with like Norse mythology, just based on who the king of ELBAPH is. So I'm really curious as to like if the attention to detail or maybe something to do with clothing has to do with the person who built this cage.
Yeah.
They're a seamstress.
Yeah, and then Luffy's also finding like there's more blocks there and everything like that. Also, I guess it's a correction. Now it's confirmed that Luffy's not walking around with a sword. He has an axe.
Yeah.
Because there were just like some issues before. I think just probably some corrections that'll happen in like later, like the actual volume when it gets printed.
Yes.
But,
I mean, I feel like we'll get a better sense once the volume is printed, but it's confusing. I still can't make heads or tails of the last chapter because of that.
Yeah. Then Sanji also realizing that, you know, when they cooked that rabbit earlier, he was like, something smelled kind of like plasticky. So I'm like, bro, do y'all have food poisoning? Not that they could get food poison in this world for these guys.
Yeah, well, he's got other priorities. He's over here trying to install
Wait.
two-way mirrors in the women's cabin.
What do you mean they can't get food poisoning? Remember the beginning of Whole Cake?
Well, I was like making a joke because like Luffy barely, he has like the poison resistance. And like when they got to Wano, they were like drinking all the poison there and they were still fine.
Yeah, that's true.
So I can't speak for all of them, but at least those 2 would be fine.
All right.
But are we saying that Nami is like armament hockey confirmed? Because Sanji's a cyborg.
Yeah, well,
true.
here's the thing. She's always been able to like make Luffy bleed, right? I feel like a very popular theory has been like Nami has something in her genetics because we don't know her history, don't know anything about her, but she has like something about her because she's always been able to hurt Luffy, right?
Yeah.
So her hurting Sanji here, it didn't catch me by surprise. It was more like, oh, more Nami lore that I don't know we're ever going to like understand, you know, what her parentage was, what her lineage is.
Yeah. I mean, I wanna believe that Nami is somewhat more special, but I just gotta assume it's just part of the gag. Like if we're like taking it literal, like yeah, it's just a gag.
It's
like
part of the gag.
these guys don't have their hockey up for Nami. They're like, fine, whatever, do your thing, girl.
I'll take the hit.
Yeah, but like you mentioned, Sanji, it's not even like hockey at this point. He's literally like, you know,
He's literally a cyborg. Literally a
Yeah.
cyborg. So I don't know how she did that.
He's bleeding, but that face is unflinched. That man is still looking
Yes, it
towards
is.
the future. And
Oh
that
my
future is
God.
two-way mirrors.
Yeah.
It
And then
almost looks like his lip is dented a little bit, just like dumped it up like this.
he'll fix it back, light work, no reaction.
Just like pop it back in.
Yeah.
Yo, Usopp's over here like, we want to avoid friction with the Giants. Like, bro, what are you talking about? If a Giant's the one that kidnapped us, then we are seeking retribution.
I mean, I'm just saying, I think my theory of us not being in ELBAPH, because remember, I've been saying since Egghead that we're not going to ELBAPH. And I feel like I'm still looking all right. Because we don't know if this is a giant.
One hell of a fake out that Oda set up.
Yeah.
Somebody got to pay me if I'm right. Somebody has to pay me. Because I'm not trying to say I'm on Mr. Mord shit of like the raid's going to fail, but like, I'm just saying.
Okay. I mean, I could see us like maybe really realistically not really being in ELBAPH because of where they're situated specifically. But I feel like if they're not really in ELBAPH, maybe it's like a nearby smaller island. I don't think they're far off though.
Yeah. All right. So I'll take these next 2 pages. Let's see. I think Genesis left. I saw Genesis retracted a comment, but I saw that it said a Rent-A-Girlfriend comment. And every week, Genesis will keep on bothering me about liking Rent-A-Girlfriend. Listen.
Are we talking about the Rent-A-Girlfriend anime?
Yeah. Corey likes it, and people don't let him forget it. I've never watched it, so I have no opinion.
I don't think I'll be going back after season 3, but we can move on.
Oh, you're 3 seasons in. Oh, okay, so you have an opinion.
I have an opinion.
What's your opinion? I'm interested.
I'm really over it. The tease is too long. The writing is too long. I heard that it's still drawn out
It's
in the
still
manga, so
going.
I'm giving up. This whole
Yeah.
thing with the girl with the blue hair, I can't remember her name is.
The little girl.
She has blue hair. It starts with a letter R.
I know you're talking about the smallest one.
His girlfriend, you know,
Yeah.
the one that he doesn't want to date. He's still with her. I'm over it. And the back and forth between him and the girl next door, I'm done.
God.
I'm done.
Listen, I'm gonna give it one more season. I know where the manga is. I know the details. I know they still not together. I know we still playing this game. But what am I supposed to do without Kaguya-sama?
What do you
Kaguya-sama's
mean? What are you
over.
supposed to do without Kaguya-sama? If you need new romance, we could talk about that another time. But this is not it.
Well, at least My Dress Up Darling is coming back. I'll watch that.
It is
Yeah.
coming back.
And then they said, Genesis said, fans, Oda with the inconsistent is messing up with us fans. Oda, nah, I flubbed up. So
Yeah, I think Oda fucked up, but again, I don't think he ever expected this series to be literally like
This long.
everyone's looking at it through a fucking microscope, seeing every single little detail in there.
Yeah.
he knows now. All right, so next page. A snake pops out of nowhere, or a cobra or whatever. Okay, but can I at least beat this one up? Came out of nowhere. Luffy's already attacking this thing while Usopp, Chopper, and Nami, like, they didn't even know this thing was here. They're like talking and having a whole real conversation. He was like, well, I'm busy over here. Destroy it. Then some mice show up. Squee, squee. Down there, mice. And then a raven shows up, and a raven overhead. Are these the temple soldiers? What about this place looks templish to you? If you've already eaten a rabbit, then you might as well whoop these other animals. As we see somebody with some heels, high heels on my tippies, walking down this close to this door. All you hear is all the noise inside. Rah, yeah. The person looks confused, and this person, as we can tell, the silhouette looks very similar to I don't know if it's exactly called back to chapter 1096, but they do have a similar mask to the God's Night that was inside one of the panels when we was doing the God Viley flashback. They were behind Saint Fingerling Garland when he was younger. So they have a similar helmet here, and it seems like they have a staff that's shaped like a sun. As they're walking down, you just hear a bunch of nonsense, and then you hear them still screaming while the person's about to open the door. Stop playing around, you guys. Just finish it off. If the sun god come back now, as the quote-unquote sun guys opening the door, confused, and then you just see a bunch of smoke and fire under the door. That's too much, Luffy. I wasn't the one who spread the fire from the hearth. And then the person's just confused. So
Just more comedy. Usopp again is over here like we can't start shit with the giants, guys, and then a snake comes. Destroy it, fuck everything I just said. Screw it, throw it out the window.
we have to save ourselves.
There has to be something about that staff, though. Aside from like the design of the character, the staff really stood out to me. Obviously, it's shaped like a sun.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've seen that in other forms of media before. So I'm really curious as to what else it may symbolize. And like for me right now, I'm really trying to figure out who this person is. So like I feel like Oda's trying to give us clues with the clothing, with the staff, with the way they're dressed. So it's like these are all the hints. So what is it saying?
Well, do we think this is a male character or a female character so far?
It could go
I
either
don't
way.
know. Yeah, I feel like the heels could be a giveaway, but at the same time, I feel like I've seen other characters wear heels that are men in One Piece. So it's like,
We'll see. I mean, because Oda definitely pulled the okie doke on us already with like the Yamato reveal, right?
Yeah.
Us thinking that Yamato Kaido's son would be, and then the next thing we realize that Yamato is a baddie.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, I don't think it's Loki. I feel like that would be too easy.
Yeah.
So that's definitely like the easiest thing I can guess from this.
Yeah. I actually think it's the man with the burn scar or somebody, whoever the person is with the burn scar.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be more likely that we meet them on the ship, that black ship that he always rides around?
Well, who's to say they're not already on that ship?
Oh, true.
Yeah, because like since the person with the man with the burn scar apparently has the ability to create like whirlpools and things like that, that seems like the easiest way to remove the Straw Hats, or at least that ship itself, from next to the ELBAPH ship. And it could be the reason why they didn't take the ELBAPH ship is maybe it just doesn't fit. You know what I mean? This maybe fits on another giant ship. Or maybe this isn't a giant and maybe this person shrunk them.
A shrink fruit.
Because I don't think we've seen that yet, right? A shrinking fruit?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah. It's interesting here. Yeah. Okay. Danny, you want to take the next 2 pages?
Yep. Here we have the figure in the mask open up the door to a chaotic scene. What? My sacred temple. Luffy with his iconic. Usopp's like, Nani? Look out, Luffy. The sun god's back. We got to run. Ah! Mugen. And then Luffy's over here swooping that fist. Gum. Dawn pistol. Boom. Hits the snake right in the throat. Glock. Hilmungarder. Hurry, Luffy. That giant seems especially huge, and it looks creepy. And then Zoro's over here with exclamation points.
Yo, people were so mad that Luffy went Gear 5 for these animals.
Yeah, because the power scaling. Like, oh, why is he going Gear 5 for this?
I just said because he feel like it.
I didn't really care. It was more like Luffy was like in the moment, in his vibes, and was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go Gear 5th.
I think he's just feeling it. He's feeling Gear 5th. He has so much fun. Like, I mean, compared to like all the other gears, he has so much fun using Gear 5th. And honestly, at this point, the more he's using it, the more adept he's becoming at utilizing the skills and seeing what he can do, because he understands that the opponents that he's fighting now, he needs to be able to use Gear 5th without that limitation of the time limit or what exactly can or can't I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same with Gear 4th. Like, after we got introduced to Gear 4th, it started making its appearance more and more.
Yeah. Plus, like, I think that Oda specifically wanted to, in this moment, have the dialogue of the sun god's back while talking to this false sun god, while Luffy is technically the sun god and in that sun god form. So it creates kind of a parallel to be like, there's a false god while the real one is right here. Very Skypiea-esque.
Right. And I mean, I feel like if they really are a giant, going back to the fact of, if they're using the shrink food, whether they're a regular human, they're regular sized, we don't really know yet. But if we want to tack on top of that theory, if they don't really recognize Luffy being that they're a giant, that might add to the fact that maybe they really aren't a giant. Yeah. Because it seems like the giants, when they saw him, in Egghead, recognized him. Like, they didn't recognize him as Luffy right away, but they were like, oh my God, they recognized like the elements of his form.
Very true. Very true.
That's a good point. I guess we'll see in the next chapter once they throw hands.
Also, I love that Luffy kept like the horns from his previous outfit, because so far Gear 5 has like gotten rid of what he's been wearing, kind of like over
it's
it.
Cute.
But, like this one, he keeps the horns around. Listen, Oda's just having fun. He likes doing Gear 5, and the guy's just having fun with the series. Us trying to make too much sense of it sometimes get in the way of the fun that's here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the whole aspect of One Piece started off with that, just like, we're having fun. It's a fun pirate story.
Yeah. Let's see. We got 2 more comments before, Mel, you finish off with our last 2 pages. Genesis says, stand on business, queen. Tell Corey the truth. Damn, trying to kill me. Corey gonna learn the hard way. Watch when he crashes out on these Vivi stocks. Great show, gang. Bro, let it go. Vivi is not joining the crew. She's fucking useless.
She's already part of the crew, first of all. Second of all, she's
honorary member.
100% going to join up with the crew.
Oh my! I can't believe you still think. You think meeting up with the crew?
I mean, joining up with the crew is different than joining the crew.
Both.
No, absolutely ridiculous. Joining up with the crew.
She's gonna want to know what happened in the Void Century, especially if she looks exactly like Lily, and Lily's clearly such a major character. How is Vivi not gonna find out what's in Laugh Tale, what the Void Century was all about?
But joining the crew, like join up
she's
with the crew,
part of the crew, bro.
She's not part of the crew.
You don't see the X?
You don't see the
X.
X.
They washed off.
Yes, it washed off a long time ago. It was years ago, bro. She's not a crew member. She has nothing to offer. She's a lore drop. She's a queen. She has shit to do. She got better things to do than to be an official member of a pirate crew.
I think Lily was an official member of Joy Boy's crew.
Well, that's a different theory for a different day.
And that's just a theory.
One Piece theory. All right, and then like what Anime said, yo, make sure y'all like these stream. Hell yeah! If you watching the stream right now, why you ain't like it? Make sure y'all like it.
Like, subscribe, stick around, have fun.
Yeah, and while we're here, make sure you guys click on Mel's link here and subscribe to her channel as well. If you're watching this while we got you, because sometimes it's hard to catch people at the end of the videos. Be like, hey, stream, like and subscribe now. They're like, oh, oops.
I feel you.
All right, Mel, you want to take us home?
Yeah, sure thing. So they're running out from the, I guess, room where all the sewing kit was, and they come across the cat kind of bandaged and beaten up, and they go, oh, the cat goes, meow, bonk. It says, I'll get you for this, Chopper translates. Meow. Duly noted. Anyway, look at this, Anami, and the cat continues to meow. She sees something on the cat, or sees, I think it's on the cat because they're on top of the cat now. I didn't find anything worth money, but, huh? Exclaims Usopp. Luffy has a curious face, and Sanji is like, are those the plans to the Block Kingdom? Meaning a map, says Chopper. Here he comes, exclaims Zoro. So it seems like they found a map on the cat's back. And now the giant is chasing after them in the Block Kingdom, exclaiming, how dare you bring ruin upon my kingdom? Hold on tight, folks. If we run straight, we should hit another mirror. I'm assuming this is Nami saying that at this point.
Yeah.
Break through that and the wall behind it, and we'll be outside. Yes, time to escape. And then as they're continuing to run, the giant is behind them. Oh no! It seems like the citizens are exclaiming because they see the sun god and they're like, the sun god is in a divine fury. And we end with the sun god saying, you shall not escape.
To be
with
continued.
Its eyes kind of like gloomy. Yeah, to be continued.
I feel bad for this poor cat at this point. Yeah, this
I
poor
can't
cat's
believe
running.
it's still alive. I can't believe it's still alive. But like, where did the map come from? Was this even on? I feel like they would have noticed this when they were burning the cat, right?
I think Nami pulled the Nami and stole it while they were in that room. Cat burglar.
Also, how is that map big enough? I mean, small enough for her to carry around with her?
Yeah, I mean, I think that plays into what you were saying earlier, Danny, about them being NPCs and this being a game of some sort. Since the title is called RPG, this map appearing, I think, is the easiest connection to the title, because where did it really come from? I don't know if she pulled it from the room. It was more like they got on the cat and they're like, hey, look. And it's like, huh?
True.
Yeah, I just thought that she maybe brought it on the cat. Well, so they know their way around the king. Like, well, to them, it's a kingdom. You know what I mean? They don't know where they're going.
Yeah, but like, who created the map?
Exactly. For what purpose?
Yeah, if this person really wanted to keep them captive, who created the map? Unless they were trying to make them all think that it really is a society of some sort, and this is a game to them.
Yeah, maybe it's like so it looks to be like damn near her whole body size. So it might have been that other room. It doesn't look like it's a regular size map. So I'm thinking maybe it was the person's like blueprints to figure out how they want to build their Lego land. The instructions.
True.
Because it's a toy. It's a toy.
They bought the kit. It was in the box.
I think it's interesting how the citizens are saying the divine god, the sun god, is in a divine fury, which means that they've seen this figure before. They know exactly who it is. So this figure is clearly portraying themselves to be the sun god. And again, like, what's the purpose of having this diorama of people in your own like small little kingdom? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Definitely a sicko.
Yeah, and they refer to it as their sacred temple. Why?
I mean, what's the difference between this and an ant farm? You know what I mean?
Oof,
it's a hamster cage. It's a hamster cage.
I am Saturn. They're nothing but ants, insects.
Yeah, but they got a shield with the sun on it. They got the sun
Yeah.
staff.
Yeah.
Like they're ready to go to war.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what do we think overall about this chapter, guys?
This chapter is probably like an 8.5
Mm.
out of 10 for me. Honestly, like I don't want to give it a 9, but it's just like this is like peak piracy. This is adventure. This is mystery. There's comedy involved. There was even action in here. Again, we're seeing moments where Zoro's smiling again and having fun. Sanji's engaging with everybody. Nami's doing her thing, telling Chopper, "Oh, you owe me one," even though she didn't do shit. And Usopp's doing his best.
Just doing his best. Aren't
This
we
is peak
all?
One Piece. So I'm happy giving this chapter an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. Mel, what about you?
I mean, I would probably give it closer to an 8. I enjoyed the
Fair.
comedy, the just being reminiscing over free time skip One Piece. It's good information. It's nice to see our straw hats percolating and thinking about what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, which is giving us stuff to now think about. Is this ELBAPH? Is this not ELBAPH? Who is this person? Is Loki really involved? What are these hints that they're giving us? So I appreciate the additional aspects of information that they're trying to feed. But the comedy aspect, I felt like this chapter was just lots and lots of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed this chapter. When I read it the first time, I was smiling the whole time. I was taking my time. Granted, there's a lot of dialogue in this chapter, but I was really taking my time, just enjoying just the moment. I don't need One Piece to be hype like Egghead all the time. This is hype for me still. It's just like One Piece definition of hype, at least. And this was fun. I think this person may still have something to do with ELBAPH just because they're using the name Sun God. But I don't know if we're on ELBAPH per se. We could be, like I said, on a ship, a different ship, especially because all the names of the pets all have kind of what it seems like ELBAPH or Norse mythology names. We talk about the Hillmangander, the snake, and then what's the other the crow's name was Mugen or Muggin or whatever. So there's some type of tie there. And even knowing about the sun god, obviously not many people know what it is besides giants. So going under that false god and that false pretense, I'm interested to see. I definitely think next chapter will probably be still more adventure-y, but we'll probably meet who this person is, or at least maybe it'll end with the person taking the mask off. Or maybe Luffy can use Gear 5 and turn the same size as this person. Who knows? Not really sure. Not sure what to expect there. But what do you guys think might happen next chapter?
I mean, I hope they reach the mirror. I think we're going to see more citizens panicking. I don't know if they're going to be what'd you guys do? Why is the sun god here? My hopes, if we do get a reveal, I don't know if we get it at the next chapter, maybe the chapter after, is if Luffy goes Gear 5th again, he accidentally knocks off the mask instead, and they find out that way. I don't see this person intentionally wanting to take off the mask.
Yeah, she's right. I think he's gonna knock it off. I think Luffy's gonna go to giant form. Why not? Why not go into Gigant form? I'm surprised he hasn't already.
Yeah, I mean,
all I hope for next chapter is that there's no break.
There's no break. Yeah,
I think there's definitely gonna be a break. We got lucky. We got lucky, bro. 3 chapters in a row last time. That's rare.
Yeah, and we're nearing we're in October now. We're nearing the end of the year. Jump Festa is coming, so
Golden Week is gonna come, and we're gonna be cooked. We're gonna be cooked by the time we get to the holidays. This year, we probably got at best, how many more weeks are left in this year? 12 weeks, maybe 11 weeks. We'll probably get 9 more chapters, 8 more chapters for 2024.
8 more chapters. Yeah, that's probably all we have left. So, I mean, we're definitely gonna get a reveal before the end of the year. That's for sure.
Hopefully.
I don't think we're gonna get any more of because clearly, whether or not this is ELBAPH or not, the next arc has already started. So we're probably going to be mixed in this for a little while. We're not going to get things that are happening outside of the Straw Hat storyline for a while.
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, if I had it my way, I would probably reveal where ELBAPH actually is, or where the crew actually is at the end of the year, and then it go on break to leave us kind of in suspense a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, did you guys both check out the newest anime episode?
Yes.
I did.
After you sent it in the chat.
Same.
What'd you guys
Because
think
like
of
full
it?
disclosure, I'm behind. I like to stack up episodes of One Piece so that I can
Ah,
binge in one sitting. Because it's like different when you're reading the manga. So I watched it today.
what'd you think?
Animation was nice again. I mean, they're just doing so well with the animation since Wano. It's like
Wow.
I don't know. I guess maybe it's with the live action. This One Piece money is crazy.
For a weekly show, it's
Yes.
unheard of.
This One Piece money is crazy because the animation was absolutely stellar. I did like some of the musical composition, if I'm going to be more specific, during
Yeah.
the Kuzan and Garp flashback. I
Yeah.
was like, this is making me like really emotional to the point that when they clashed, it just made it like so much more monumental.
Yeah. I always tell Danny that I prefer to I watch weekly the anime just alongside with reading, just because it has helped me over the past like 3 years become way smarter about the series, because it's kind of hard to remember things that happened literally a year ago, like off the top. Like a year ago from now, we were reading the God Valley backstory, because I remember I was in Japan and we had just found out about Ginny, and we were thinking that Ginny and was like Luffy's mom. It was like just the reveal. And that was a year ago now. And the anime is like a couple episodes away. And everything beforehand reading, I'm like, yo, this stuff is so rusty in my brain. So like watching the episode this weekend, I was like, why does it like it shouldn't have looked that good when Garp was talking to Kuzan. It shouldn't have looked that
Yeah, when he was like walking into the room saying my grandson's gonna want to be a pirate.
good. Bro, that shit was so fluid.
I think some of the scenes felt like new to me. I don't know. Like a lot of times when I watch the anime, I watch with fresh eyes because I know obviously it's been a long time, like you said, but also they add in material to help like give more emotion, give more backstory. Like there's only so much you can do with black and white and illustrations. So they got to add like a little bit more to fill in the time, to fill in the gaps, and also so that they don't catch up, right? And prevent breaks from happening in the anime. So sometimes when I'm watching it and I'm like, this feels like this is an anime only scene. I don't think this is in the manga. Sometimes I get like those feelings and those impressions. And so in this specific episode, it felt like it had like small elements of that.
And I'm glad the anime does do that, because Oda doesn't have time to draw everything. And I remember reading for the first time, the Battleship Bags chapter and Kuzan versus Garp, and being like, yeah, this is really emotional and everything, but it really hit different seeing it animated all in like a 20-minute episode. Like they did a really good job retelling the story, honestly, because like you said, like they added a lot of extra fluff, and whoever's behind the One Piece anime, like you could, especially these people, they care about the series. And they want to do a really good job adapting the source material.
Well, that's what's funny about being like a One Piece fan overall. I know, Danny, you're just like, you'll never tell anybody to watch the anime if they want to get into One Piece, regardless if the person ever read manga a day in their life. You'll still tell them to read the manga. But like,
I'm a reader. What can I say? I'm a reader at heart.
Listen, man, I need to watch a series first before I read a manga, because I need voices. I need something. I remember I'm not a reader by nature. But like what they're doing, bro, like even like the movement when like Kuzan was running down on Garp, I was like, this shit, it just shouldn't look this good. Like after dealing with mediocre animation for like 900 episodes, like extremely mediocre. Granted, some of it is because of the times in the 90s and et cetera, early 2000s. And then it doesn't help that, Toei was animating both Dragon Ball Super and One Piece on a weekly basis for like 4 years. So that really like messed up things, especially around like Dressrosa leading up to like Whole Cake. But man, it is stellar. And the anime onlys, a couple of my friends is telling me like, I'm tired of Kobe. He's acting like a bitch. Tell him to man up. He's ruining everything.
No. I can't wait till they see the next episode then.
They don't even know.
Yeah. That episode.
They really don't know. I remember reading that chapter. I think I was crying at that moment because I was like, yes, 1,000-something chapters later, we're getting like Kobe's feats. This man has been sitting under a rock.
Yeah, and he gets his moment. That next episode, if they animate it half as well as they did this one,
they're gonna.
I mean,
They
if
have
Galaxy
to.
Impact was like that, if Galaxy Impact was like that, I mean, spoilers for anybody watching this stream that is anime only, which like you shouldn't even be in this stream if you're anime only. But honestly, Impact is going to be gas.
Yeah,
it's got to be. It's got to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it right there for this stream, talking about the chapter and talking about the latest episode. Mel, we really want to thank you again for coming through the stream.
Yes.
We obviously went over an hour, so we're sorry we took more time than we originally planned to. But thank you again. Is there any final words you want to give to anybody watching before we close out? Promote anything else you got going on?
I mean, thank you for inviting me. This has been really fun. I've never done a read through before, so there were moments that I was like, "How should I voice this? Do I want to voice this?"
This is your first time. Wow, I could never tell.
The meows were on point.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it was really fun. Thank you for inviting me. I mean, as for what's going on right now, I feel like there's a lot of writing that I'm trying to do. Obviously, like Dan Da Dan is out now. I've done a video on Dan Da Dan. Bleach is out. I've done like a video recently on Bleach. I'm really trying to like put a One Piece video together because the anime is 25 years this month.
Yeah.
Since the anime technically first started in October versus the manga started like in July. So it's 25 years this month. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to do something for One Piece because, you know, One Piece has a very special place on my list and in my heart.
Nice. Are you a big Bleach fan?
I am. I mean, here's the
Nice.
thing. Bleach is what made me an anime fan. Like watching that on Adult Swim when I was like still in school, that was the pinnacle moment where I was like, yeah, I love anime because I think we've all been exposed to anime in some shape or form, like in the 90s through Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, things like that. Inuyasha and Bleach airing around those times are like what really made me dive into anime so much more that I was like, I want to say even Bleach was the first time where I was like, yo, I want to listen to like anime openings on my little iPod Nano.
You gotta hit that Inuyasha and then
No, but it was that first opening of Bleach, Asterisk by Orange Range. It is like top tier Bleach songs.
100%.
Yes, that is what got me into like listening to that stuff, and that used to be on repeat going to school on the bus with my little like headphones in.
Nice.
Yeah, so I would say Bleach is what really made me like an anime fan through and through.
Yeah, Bleach is like the last of the big three I got into.
Really? I mean, look, Bleach has some misunderstandings because of the way it was animated. After I read the manga, I was like, wow, what did they do to the anime?
Yeah, that's back in the day when you were weekly, you know? Bleach was a weekly anime along with One Piece and Naruto. That's why I was saying the other day we brought it up on the podcast. Animes that we wish would get remade. Bleach. And didn't they actually just come up with a clip?
Yeah, so they just made like, because it's 20 years this year of the anime. So like the
Naruto fans are mad. They're so mad. They're
Naruto
so
just
mad.
got that shit like last year.
No, they never dropped it.
What?
They never dropped it. They were supposed to drop 3 episodes.
They keep pushing it and postponing it. I mean, look, at the end of the day, that's what I want. That's what I hope for. Because Bleach was a production disaster with the 47% filler out of 366 episodes. That means only like 167 is canon.
Down bad.
That's that weekly. That's that back in the day. I mean, Naruto also suffers from that too.
It did, but like no one, I don't think anyone has filler percentage that high like Bleach.
Yeah,
no, Bleach is king for that.
It's nasty work.
It's a disaster, and that's why people like slander the crap out of it because you can't understand the story.
That's your fault for watching the filler. So
yeah, I had a filler list. I skipped the filler because I watched it after I did One Piece binge, and I don't read Bleach, so I don't know how it ends, but I'm loving 1,000 Year Blood War so far.
I mean, Bleach is notorious for having a bad ending, but that's because it was rushed.
It was rushed. Here's what I'll say: finish watching the anime, finish watching 1,000 Year Blood War, because 1,000 Year Blood War from this point going forward is going to be built very different from the manga. Yep. There's going to be a lot more anime only stuff. I would say part 1 and part 2 has been pretty like
1-to-1.
Yeah, 1-to-1 for the most part. Like 1 or 2 like things I want to say in the last part was like anime only, like those bankais from the Squad Zero, I don't recall that ever being in the manga, right? Those were brand new. I was like, holy crap, what the hell is this? So that was kind of like a taste of what new stuff they're going to be bringing to the like part 2 and part 3, because that was never in the manga.
Which is great. I'm excited. I'm super excited to see what part 3 is going to have. And the fact that this isn't the last part, because clearly they would have said final part. Unless they do what they did with Attack on Titan. Final part 2, final part 3.
Yeah, it's turned into Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, God, please don't. Look,
I hear a lot of trauma over there.
I waited many years for part 3, and the way that I finished that game so quickly was utter disappointment. I was like, why?
We were just saying the other day.
I hibernated for 48 hours. I have a Kingdom Hearts tattoo.
I don't even want to see part 4.
So
that's dope. I don't even want to see part 4 though, because like I don't, because I'm a sucker. Take my money. I mean, I'll pay for it. Don't get me wrong. I'll pay for it. I'll play it. But like, I don't want the same despair I had when playing KH3.
It just needs to be harder. You know?
It was not hard. It was not hard. Like, bring me back KH1. Bring me back KH2. Like, this was, I don't know, man. But
listen, I have a skill issue. I never tried to fight Sephiroth, so.
You never tried to fight him?
Never even tried. Like I knew I wasn't good enough. I just
so
wasn't.
Much fun.
It doesn't matter whether you're good enough. You have to. It's like I don't know. It's like being indoctrinated or something like that. Like it's a birthright.
You guys are masochists. You guys are masochists.
No.
No, trust me. Like if you ever get the time or the chance to replay that, just do it. It's an experience. What does he have? Like 14 bars?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I got Kimmy the collection for her birthday in August, so we're trying to get her to play it for the first time. So hopefully we can get her to just like stream it once she gets her life together and things like that, and have some extra stuff on the channel.
All right, cool. I mean, I'll look for it because I'm a Kingdom Hearts sucker. The way I waited 13, 14 years for that new game, went to go buy it and beat it in just like a few days was something else.
We're probably not going to get Kingdom Hearts 4 for like another 7 years, honestly.
Maybe like 3.
Please
maybe
don't
like
say
3.
that.
Maybe like
Please
3.
don't say that.
I mean,
my heart can't handle it anymore.
When did Kingdom Hearts 3 come out? 2018?
Like 2018.
Okay, so it's already been like 6 years.
Yeah.
Has it really?
Time flies. Because Spider-Man came out in 2017, the first Spider-Man game. Then Kingdom Hearts came out, I believe, the following year.
It came out in 2019, so it's been 5 years.
Damn.
Jeez, boy.
Damn. Why?
Okay, so you're right. Yeah, we'll probably get it in like 3
Pandemic
years.
counts as 2 years, 6.
That's true.
Facts.
That hurts. All right.
All
Anyway.
Well, we went on many tangents, but thank you guys again for coming to the stream. Make sure you follow Mel on all social platforms. We'll be sure to have it in the link below. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can click that as well in the title of the video if you are on your phone or your laptop. If you're on your TV, you're just going to have to figure out yourself. I'm sorry. Thank you, Mel, for coming through. Danny, thank you again, as always, for being my beautiful co-host.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, so thank you guys. On that note, y'all.